let's start. So the first one is I'm going to start y equals to 0. Okay, this is good. At the same time, we also can like learn how to solve trigo equation. So now sub y equals to 0 is over here. So I'm going to write 2 sine 2x plus pi minus 1 is equals to 0. Okay, so we're going to make this a subject. So it will be sine 2x plus pi equals to 1 over 2. I'm going to bring the minus 1 over, become 1, and then after that divide by 2. So it's half here. So sign positive, we will have in the first and the second quadrant. So we have 2 possible answer for this so-called theta. So let's find our basic angle. So our basic angle will be sine inverse half, and we know that half is a trigo ratio of a special angle, which is for 30 degrees. So in this case, make sure that you have your basic angle in terms of pi, which is pi over 6. Okay, pi over 6. Okay, now let's do this. So my theta now is 2x plus pi will be equals to, first quadrant will be pi over 6. Second quadrant is pi minus basic. So it will be pi minus pi over 6. And you get 5 pi over 6. So some students don't know how to do this. Actually, what I did was just this one is over 1 times 6 times 6. 6 pi minus pi, so it's 5 pi over 6. So this is the first two, based on the first and second quadrant. Okay, based on the first and second quadrant. But this question is a little bit tricky. See, we just started the math lesson, and this first question is already tricky. Why? Because, okay, now, because this is 2x plus pi. So every time when we have 2x, that means there's 2 rounds. I need to do 2 more rounds. So look at this. Based on this, I will have to plus 2 pi. Okay? So pi over 6 plus 2 pi, what do you get? Actually, one trick is you can do, pi over 6 is like 1 over 6. Wait, so it's like 1 over 6 plus 2. You see that you get 13 over 6, right? So I know that this one will be 13 pi over 6. And this one, now this one also plus 2 pi. So same thing, you can take 5 over 6. Plus 2 pi means plus 2, I get 17 over 6. So I know it's 17 pi over 6. So you know that 17 pi over 6. So actually we have 4 answers over here, correct? But over here, I'm going to do 2x, which is 2x will be all 4 of them must minus pi. Minus pi, see this. This one minus pi, actually you know that you get negative, right? So actually you can reject. But I'm going to just show it. Pi over 6 minus pi over 1, you get negative 5 pi over 6. This one definitely is not within what we want, because after we divide by 2, I get negative, which I don't want. So you just reject this one. Okay. Next, this one 5 pi over 6. Also minus pi. Why do I minus pi? It's because of this plus pi. This line, first line is 2x plus pi. Second line, I want to find 2x. So I need to minus pi for all 4 of them. So this one, when I get minus pi, I also get minus pi over 6. Again, this is negative. So we are not interested. Okay, we're going to continue. 13 pi over 6 minus pi. So we get 7 pi over 6. This 17 pi over 6 minus pi. We get 11 pi over 6. Okay, we are not done yet because we are supposed to solve x, not solve 2x. So after that, lastly, we will say, okay, so x will be, this one already reject, you don't need to bother to do this first 2. Now you only work this one. Divide by 2 is the same thing as times half. Therefore, the 2 answer will be 7 pi over 12 and 11 pi over 12. So take note, they only ask for the x coordinate. So I can now say that, therefore, x coordinate of A equals to this one, 7 pi over 12. Okay, x coordinate of B will be 11 pi over 12. So we know this is 7 pi over 12 and this is 11 pi over 12. Okay, so that will be the first part. That will be the first part. Okay, next, they ask to find the total shaded area. So this question, if you notice, okay, when we find area under the graph, it is area under the curve versus the x-axis. But in this case, do you notice that this first shaded is below the x-axis? Okay, whenever you have such situation whereby it's below the x-axis, okay, you got to split them. It means that I need to find the area of this part and find the area of this part separately. Okay, and when you have below the x-axis, you need to times -1 because you need to make it positive. Currently, it's below the x-axis. When you solve it, integrate, you will get negative. So in this case, let me just continue over here. Okay, so I will do, okay, I'm going to integrate this. So we will write integrate 2 sine 2x plus pi minus 1 with respect to x. Okay, I'm going to integrate this from 7 pi over 12 to 0. Okay, 7 pi over 12 to 0. But because it is below the x-axis, can you repeat? I don't understand how you get negative. What kind of workforce use this formula? Huh? Can you repeat? I haven't even get what thing negative. I don't understand which part you're saying. Queens B, which part negative? Are you referring to the this part? How I get negative or what? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, because this first shaded area is below the x-axis, so what you need to do is just put a negative in front, okay? Just put a negative in front. Just put a negative, Then after that, I'm going to plus. This part is above the x-axis. So when we integrate, okay, we no need to put the minus. Okay, this one you have to put 7 pi over 12. Sweep from here to 0, sweep towards the origin. Sweep towards the origin, and put a minus because it is below the x-axis. Now, this second part, we will integrate the same thing because it's the same curve. And we're going to sweep from 11 pi over 12 and sweep to 7 pi over 12. Okay? So now, let's do our integration. So this minus, usually I will just put it outside. Okay, integrate sine is minus cosine. Integrate sine is minus cosine. So it means that I will get minus 2 cosine 2x plus pi over differentiate the theta, which will give me 2, and put it at the denominator. So this is 2. Okay, for those who are very weak in your differentiation integration, you got to just go to my YouTube channel and see the basic. So today my focus is just doing area under the curve. So I'm not going to go in depth on how to differentiate or how to integrate. And integrate minus 1 is just x. So it's minus x. Close it. I'm supposed to sub in 7 pi over 12 and 0. Okay, plus. Do the same thing, so it will be minus 2 cosine 2x plus pi over 2 minus x. This one sub in 11 pi over 12 and 7 pi over 12. Okay. Okay, so let's move on. Now this one. So when you sub it in, okay, you will have to make sure that you are in the radian mode, because this is in terms of pi, and when you have cosine, there's pi inside, means that your angle is in the radian. So you have to be in radian mode, then you can find out what is it. So I'm going to key in this. Okay, after I key in the whole thing, okay, let me see. This one 7 pi over 12, when I sub it in over here, I get minus square root 3 over 2 minus 7 pi over 12. This is when I sub this into this part. And then subtract. You got to sub 0 inside. Sub 0 inside. So take note. Some students, every time they say, oh, sub 0 into the cosine, or sub 0 into trigo means I get 0. No, it is not necessary. So you have to know what you are doing. So you see, if this is 0, 2, 0 is pi. Cosine pi is negative 1. Just to put here, you see your cosine graph. Here is 2 pi, pi is here. So you see, cosine pi is negative 1. Cosine pi is negative 1. So that is why when I sub 0 to here, 2 times 0 is 0, 0 plus pi is pi. So minus 2 cosine pi is minus 2 times negative 1. So this part is minus 2 times negative 1. Okay? Over 2 and then minus 0. So this part is the first part. Then don't forget to put your minus. Okay? Plus. Now you're going to do the same thing for this side. Okay? Going to put this on this side. So now sub it in. So we will have square root 3 over 2 minus 11 pi over 2 minus negative square root 3 over 2 minus 7 pi over 12 Why is it negative square root 3? Okay, let me explain about this part. Okay, see here. Okay, I'll do it on the foolscap paper here. See, this one is I sub in 7 pi over 12. So this is how I'm going to work out. Wait. We have minus 2 cosine 2x plus pi over 2. So I want to sub in 7 pi over 12, correct? So it will be minus 2 cosine 7 pi over 12 plus pi, then over 2. Okay, this one means it's 7 pi over 6. You see, cancel. So this is 6. So it is minus 2 cosine 7 pi over 6 plus pi. So now let's calculate 7 over 6. 7 over 6 plus 1, I get 13 pi over 6. So that means this part is 13 pi over 6. Minus 2 cosine 13 pi over 6 over 2. And what is 13 pi over 6? Okay. Pi is 180 degree. 13 times 180 divided by 6. Wait, 13 times 180 divided by 6. So it's 390, correct? So now work out here. Cosine 390 degree. Cosine 390 degree. After I minus 1 round, it is equals to cosine 30 degree. And cosine 30 degree is square root 3 over 2. Can? This is how you find this one. This, subbing in my 7 pi over 12. Sub. And I left with 13 pi over 6. And 13 pi over 6 is 13 times 180 degree divided by 6, which is 390 degree. And 390 degree is go to the first quadrant with a basic angle of 30 degree. And that's why it is square root 3 over 2. So now I hope you know why I get square root 3 over 2. So this part is square root 3 over 2. And with a minus in front, okay, with a minus in front, of course I have to put minus. So that's why it's negative square root 3 over 2. Okay, this one is just sub in. Because minus x, I just sub in this. So that's why it's minus 7 pi over 12. Okay, and then for this part, I already explained. Cosine 2 times 0 plus pi means cosine pi. Cosine pi is negative 1. So this part settle. This part settle. Okay, then this part. This part is I sub in 11 pi over 12, correct? So let's work out subbing in 11 pi over 12. How do we do it? Okay, so now over here, I'm going to do the same thing. Minus 2 cosine 2x plus pi over 2. So with this time round, we're going to sub in 11 pi over 12. Minus 2 cosine to 11 pi over 12 plus pi. So let's work out what is this. Okay, so this is like 2 times 11 over 12, 2 times 11, 2 times 11 over 12, then plus 1. And I get 17 pi over 6, right? So 17 pi over 6, change it to 17 times 180 divided by 6. So it's 510 degree. So what is cosine 510 degree? So let's go one round. So 510 minus 360 is 150. So that means this is equals to cosine 150 degree. And cosine 150, which quadrant does it go to? It goes to the second quadrant. And what is the basic angle? The basic angle is 30. So it is also equals to cosine 30, but because second quadrant cosine is negative, so I need to put a minus. And that is why over here, this is minus square root 3 over 2. And so minus 2, where's my minus 2? Wait. Yeah, correct. Okay, so this one cancel already. The 2 cancel already. So in the end, minus and minus, that is why we get positive square root 3 over 2. Can? Okay, so that is how you get all this number. And the behind one, this part, I don't need to work out. You know why? Because this is also sub 7 pi over 12. And in front, I already have one which is 7 pi over 12. So actually what I did was I just take this and plug it here. So you don't have to redo because you are subbing in the same thing. Understand? So then the whole thing, press calculator, and then you get this one plus this one, and you get this answer. So this one, be careful, the first part, you still have a minus outside. So after you press the calculator for this one, you have to times -1, and that's how you get the positive value. Okay, if you don't times the negative, you get a negative value because it is below the x-axis. After these two plus together, and that will be the area under the graph. I mean the shaded area. Okay? Good. So this is how you do this question number 1. It's a little bit challenging for the first question already. It's like, no warm up like that. Okay. So this question is tough. Why? Because it's it's work in radian. Okay. A lot of students, they don't know how to do in radian and pi. But again, I'm going to just repeat the concept. So this concept over here is I want to find these two coordinates. Because when we do integration under the curve, we always need the x coordinate for this case to do the sweep. Okay, doing the sweep. So then over here I know that y is equals to 0. So all I need to do, okay, sorry, I showed the wrong one. Okay, so all I need to do is sub y equals to 0. And that's where I sub y equals to 0. And then sub y equals to 0 is like solving trigo equation. Okay, you will have to find out what's the basic angle and know what quadrant it is at. Sine positive is in the first and second quadrant. My theta is equals to first quadrant and second quadrant. And because this is 2x involved, so I need to plus 2 pi to get another 2 values. Okay, by right, our answer is infinity. I can plus 2 pi plus infinity. But we have we always have a range to stick to. That's why we only go one round for this case. So after that, because this one is plus pi, so everything minus pi. Then after that, I divide by 2. And that's how I get the x coordinate after these 2 points. And after that, you have to do the area under the curve. Okay, when you do area under the curve, okay, when it's below the x-axis, you can sweep as per normal from 7 pi over 12 to 0. But the only thing is, you just need to put a minus in front. Okay, and you must split them. You cannot sweep from 11 pi over 12 all the way to 0. Because when you do that, the negative value and they will net off each other. Then it will not be exact. We don't use the mod because O-level, they actually remove the modulus. They remove the modulus from the syllabus. So we don't say mod. We just say times -1. Anyway, mod is the same as like times -1. Have. But only for A Express, they have area under the curve with trigo. Normal Acad, AMath don't have. Okay, because normal Acad don't learn differentiation of trigo, integration of trigo. So then, so just make sure that you do not switch from 11 pi over 12 all the way to 0. You got to split them into 2. The one below the x-axis, you got to do it separately with a minus. And then after this one, integrate as per normal. And when we sub in, the numbers is so big, right? You see 7 pi over 12, And then just now, I already show you how I get my square root 3 over 12. Sorry, square root 3 over 2, how I get my square root 3 over 2, and how I get my negative square root 3 over 2. For the part whereby I sub in 7 pi over 12, and for the part whereby I sub in 11 pi over 12. Okay, so in the end, I will get, so just now say 3.6986 plus 0.6848, and I get 4.3834. So area round off to 3SF, so it will be 4.38 units square. Please don't put cm square for coordinate. You do not have unit cm, it's unit square. So that's for question number 1. Okay, that's for question number 1. Okay, let's move on. Question number 2. Thank you. Okay, question number 2. So now, easy. This one very easy. Okay, it's like, it's like I straight away go to advanced, then suddenly go back to simple again. Okay, anyway, so question number 2. The diagram shows part of the curve. This is super easy. Find the area bounded by the curve and the x equals to 1. X equals to 1 is a vertical line. X equals to 6 is another vertical line, as well as the x-axis. In other words, it's the shaded area. So this is easy. Why? Because I can just simply integrate this one and then just switch from 6 to 1 and done. Okay, so I'm going to do, I'm going to integrate. This one we will change it to index form in order to integrate. So I will put it as x to the power of negative 2. Integrate with respect to x, switch from 6 to 1. So integrate, this one is very straightforward. Power plus 1, so I get x to the power of negative 1 over the new power, which is minus 1. And I'm going to sub in 6 and 1. Okay, so you can simplify this one first. This is power is negative, so bring it down. So this is actually minus 1 over x. And sub in your 6 and 1. So we have negative 1 over 6 minus negative 1 over 1, and that we get 5 over 6 units square. This one very straightforward. Okay, this is very straightforward. Now the tough part is the part B. The tough part is the part B. Wait, is this equivalent to A-level UK? Definitely learn in AMath, not in EMath. I'm not gonna continue. I literally just finished. I'm not gonna work more. Okay, come. So now let's continue. Find volume. Okay, they ask you, show that is less than 5 over 6. Okay, so this question is a little bit tricky. This question is a little bit tricky. Oh, I just noticed that I never go live on this one. Wait, on my browser. The AMath mentor book is good. Most of the topic. Wait, yeah. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, so what we're going to do is, in my diagram, I'm going to mark out 2. See, mark out 3, not to scale, it's not to scale, So I'm going to label this as R1. I'm going to label this as R2. R1 represent rectangle. R2 represent rectangle. R1, R2 is rectangle. So what I'm going to do is, I want to find the area of R1. I want to find area of R2 as well. So now let's take a look. So if I want to find area of R1, because it's a rectangle, so we will use length times breadth, correct? So it's length times breadth. So now let's take a look at this question over here. The length is simply just 2 minus 1. So it will be 2 minus 1. How about the breadth? The breadth, do you agree that over here, okay, is the y coordinate? I need this y coordinate. So it's like I sub in 1 over 2 to the power of 2. Because my x is 2, my y is 1 over 2 square. Correct now? So the breadth is actually the y coordinate of this y equals to 1 over 2 square. In other words, it's just 1 over 2 square. So it's just 1 times 1 over 2 to the power of 2. So this working over here is to find the area of the rectangle 1. Okay, we show another pattern, which is area of the rectangle 2. So area of R2, same thing, length times breadth. So now let's analyze. Rectangle 2 is over here. So the length of the rectangle 2 is 3 minus 2. So it is 3 minus 2. And how about the breadth? The breadth this time around is this one. Again, this one is 1 over 3 to the power of 2. So it means that it will be multiplied with 1 over 3 to the power of 2, which is 1 times 1 over 3 over 2. Okay, which is, of course, this is just 1 to the power of 2. This is actually just 1 to the power, over 3 to the power of 2. So now we can see the pattern already, right? You see, to find the area of R1, is 1 over 2, 2. Area of R2 is 1 over 3, 2. Now you look at this part. So this is trying to tell you this is like R1. This is R2. See, R1, R2. So of course, it's going to repeat for all the way up to 6 here. So R1, R2, R3, all these add together. Do you see that even of the R1, there's a little bit more area above the R1. And then the R2, there's also a little bit area above the R2, and so on and so on. And just now, when we find the area of the shaded 5 over 6, it is the whole thing in the R1, R2, all inclusive, then plus all those left over at the top. So that's how we prove that the area all these add together will be less than 5 over 6. Understand? So we will say, so therefore we will know that the R1 plus R2 plus R3 plus R4 plus R5, okay, is equals to 1 over 2, 2, 1 over 3, 2, plus 1 over 4, 2, plus 1 over 5, 2, plus 1 over 6, 2. All of these is less than 5 over 6. Because there's always leftover above. So, shown. Can? Okay, so this is a tough question. I would say this B is a tough question. Okay, but now you know, you see, you learn. Yeah, you draw on the diagram can already, but you must at least show the R1 and R2. Because you show that the teacher that, the R1 is actually, you see the above the R1 still got a little bit left over ma. The R2 above still got a little bit F over ma. That's how you prove that all my R1 all the way to R5 add together, it is less than 5 over 6. Okay, so this question is tough, but now you see it, you learn already. Know next time when you come out again, then you know how to do it. Don't ask me this question likely to appear in O-level or not. I'm not the person who set O-level. If I know how to predict, I think I earn billions dollars. Not million, billions. Okay? all we can say is what we are doing, revision and whatsoever, we are preparing for the O-level. We can never guess what is the question. We can only prepare ourselves to do whatever questions that come out. Okay, by doing more practice. More paper, more practice means that you got more exposure to different variety of question. Okay, and when the question come out, you also don't get a shock during the exam. You understand? Okay, so let's move on to why need to feel bad for O-levels. Everyone have to face a time whereby we need to have exams, right? We want to get O-level, the cert, we need to do the exam one. So what is there to be sorry or feel bad about? Okay, when you go out to work, also have promotion, right? Promotion, you also got to complete your project and you got deadline, right? So in life, this is a normal part and parcel of life. There's nothing to feel bad. You just need to be prepared. That's all. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. Why they use A-level standard question for O-level? Who say this is A-level standard? This is O-level. This is O-level standard. This is a Sec 4 prelim paper, school prelim paper. So it is not A-level standard. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Okay, question number 3. Sum of rectangle equals to geometric progression. No, actually, finding area, length and breadth is nothing to do with what you mean by your geometrical progression. Maybe that concept consists of that. But over here, area, we just need to prove that the rectangle below add together. Okay, it is less than the area under the curve that in part 1 that we found. Okay, let's move on. Question number 3. Find the area bounded by the curve and the line y equals to blah 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 and the y-axis. So this one, no diagram, so you need to know how to plot your own graph. So how do you plot y equals to ln x minus 1? Okay, I'm going to just... Okay, how do you draw for ln x minus 1? First, you must find out what is your asymptote. No. Okay, so my asymptote is my x minus 1 cannot be 0. Okay, because we cannot ln 0. So in other words, x equals to 1. X equals to 1 is your asymptote. So I will go to 1, draw the dotted line. This is your asymptote. What is an asymptote? Asymptote, it is a line. It's like, oh, your graph, very scared of it. One cannot touch. Cannot touch. Okay, cannot touch. Okay, so what we're going to do is, next is you find out what is the x-intercept. So you sub y equals to 0. So I'm going to do sub y equals to 0, sub y equals to 0 into this one because I'm plotting the graph. I'm plotting the graph. So we have 0 equals to ln x minus 1. And ln is base e. Push up. So I have x minus 1 is equals to e to the power of 0. X minus 1 equals to 1. X equals to 2. So we know that it will cut through 2. And logarithm graph, the shape is standard one. Is this. So you draw this. Okay. So this is how you draw for logarithm graph. You only need to sketch out. You don't have to draw exact. Okay. We just need to sketch out so we can have the story. Yes, you must memorize ln graph. Next is, they say the line y equals to negative 2. So I'm going to say that my minus 2, my 2 is here. And then my minus 2, let's say, is here. So let's draw the dotted line. This is the line y equals to negative 2. Okay, I need to play cheat a little bit because I want this to cut through. So I go up a bit. So then after that, this is y equals to 2. Please focus on learning today topic. Don't come and don't go and chit chat and say, well, A level here, co level. Please, please, don't flood the chat with all these thing. Because I don't want to miss out any question that student asked regarding the question. Okay. Please stick to the topic. I'm teaching area under the curve. Okay? Okay, so now, the area bounded by the curve and the line and the this. So actually this part is they're asking you to find this. Okay, so now, take note, kids, take note, take note. Now the question is, how do you integrate ln graph? How do you integrate ln? There is no way you can integrate ln. So in this situation, you have to change your equation. Okay, so just now we have learned, so a lot of time they will come out integration with respect to x, right? But there are also time whereby they will ask you to do integration with respect to y. I already do area under the curve under the x-axis. Just now question 1, I already did that. So if you missed that question, you will watch the replay on my YouTube channel. Okay, can you please block the person who talk about the history of standing? Okay, I have a lot of people talking a lot of nonsense here. Please help me to block and please mute them away because they are disturbing my class. You sketch the graph, you can visualize better. Okay, you can visualize better. So now I'm going to make y equals ln x minus 1 because we cannot integrate. Yes, some students say, oh, I can integrate with under the curve and sweep from here to here. Yes, you can do so, but the question is you cannot integrate ln. And that is why we need to change it to x. So in this case, push up. So this one is y is equals to log e x minus 1. Push up, I have e to the power of y equals to x minus 1. So x is equals to ey plus 1. So now is you are integrating with respect to the y. So you will like, let's say, see, I change my graph, I turn over. Now you look at this. You want to integrate the under the curve with respect to the y-axis, okay, and you always sweep towards the origin. So towards the origin means you're going to sweep from 2 to negative 2. 2 to negative 2. So some students do ask me, Cher, but you sweep to negative 2, do I need to split them or not? Okay, no need. Now let me explain to you. If I go back to the x-axis, which is my question number 1, okay, when it's below the x-axis, we need to split them to work two separate, correct? And when it is now below the y, this one, it is not below the y-axis, it is still above the y-axis, although the y-coordinate is negative. It is still above the y-axis. That is why I can straight away sweep from 2 to negative 2. No, we cannot integrate ln x, so in the end, we have to change it to x subject and integrate exponential. So let's proceed. So now I'm going to do, I'm going to integrate this one, ey plus 1 with respect to y, sweep from 2 to negative 2. Okay, and integrate exponential very easy. Just keep the same. For this case, keep the same and differentiate y is 1. So I'm just going to put it as ey. And then integrate 1 is just y. So it's this. And then after that, we're going to sub in 2 and negative 2. So we will have e to the power of 2 plus e minus e to the power of negative 2 plus negative 2. And just press the calculator, you will get 11.253, round to 3SF, 11.3 units square. 2 to minus 2 because, you see, you want to sweep from here to here. You always sweep towards the origin. So that means it's sweep from 2 to negative 2. Which one? Oh, you're right. Thanks for spotting the mistake. Yes, this one is 2. This one is 2. Yes, thanks for spotting the mistake. Good, good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so this question, I do live on every Wednesday, Singapore time, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. and every Sunday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. SPM at math now got learn exponent. I don't know about Malaysia math. Sorry, can't help you. Sure, is it the same for both x-axis and y-axis, the placement of the limits? X-axis is big to small, It's always towards the origin. The y-axis towards the origin. Big to small. Big to small. Understand? Big to small. Big to small. Okay, so this question, the difference is you notice that this one is with respect to the y-axis instead of x-axis. Okay, because a lot of times students do with respect to x, with respect to x. Then after that, when they want to do something and then this curve cannot integrate, you cannot integrate ln, then they stuck. So I want to share this question is because I want you to know that when you have this problem, you will have to change your curve, make x a subject, and you integrate with respect to y. Understand? So this question basically is that's my objective of doing this question. When is it when the upper limit or lower limit will be negative? There's no such thing as whether the upper limit or lower limit is negative or positive. It depends on your graph, I mean, it depends on where you want to sweep, I want to sweep from 2 to negative 2, so I put in 2 to negative 2 lor. Correct now? If just now, if I want to for graph for the x-axis, same thing. If I want to sweep from, even if let's say over here like that, this is let's say 3, this is let's say minus 2. This one is with respect to the x-axis, correct? I want to find the area under the curve with respect to the x-axis, right? So I also sweep from 3 to negative 2. But of course, if let's say up to here 1, I only want to find this area here. So I just sweep 3 to 1, then no limits is negative what? Okay? E ln x equals to x can, Okay, anyway, let's continue. What if a line cuts the graph? Later lah. Zhetang, right? Later lah. I'm now warming up. Just now do x-axis, now do y-axis. Later got line versus the x-axis. Wait lah, wait. Okay? So we are done with question number 3, Now, let's take a look at question number 4. You 太干将了，要 patient. You must always build the foundation first, then slowly climb up. Okay? If not, never build your foundation well, the building collapse, building collapse. Okay, now let's take a look at this one. Curve and line. This one still not that tough. Wait, this one. Later we do this one, then you will know what I talk about. This one very cheap, this one. Okay, this one got a lot. You need to find area A, area B, area C. Okay, but later then we do this. Later then we talk about this. Now let's take a look at question number 4 first. Okay. Let's continue. The diagram shows part of the curve. Okay, intersect. Okay, this one, you see, it's already x subject. See, so you have to be careful on what they give you. This one give you x subject. So you already know it's with respect to the y-axis, correct? So when you integrate this thing, e to the power of y plus 8 over 3, you must know that it is with respect to y. Okay. Let me see how many likes today. 6.9k. Woohoo! My last lesson 几个 like 啊 13 ha, 13k ha. Let's see whether today can hit over there or not. But for those who are learning, please focus on listening first. Don't press the screen. Okay, later we after the lesson then we tap the screen. If not, you all listen. Don't press. Where were you when I was taking O level? How old are you? I only did TikTok starting from last year. I didn't do it for many years. Okay, come, let's continue. Okay, they say that with x coordinate, then the point P is here. Okay, lie on the curve. This one not easy. Why? Because they suddenly got a point P here. And then they talk about the tangent. So it means that you got to use your concept of your equation of normal and tangent. Right? So the point P lies on the curve and the tangent at P is parallel. So in this case, I'm going to draw one additional line, which is drawing the tangent at P. So then some students, how to draw? Aggregation only lah. We just need to draw so that we know how to, what's the story like, you see. So I'm going to just draw a line. Okay, this is the tangent at P. Okay, and they tell us that it is parallel to this line. And whenever they say parallel to whatever line, I already in poly, so I can press the screen. Sushi make me can. Then you help me to press until see whether can hit 13k. Who is that? I said must hit 13k. Now you already 13k. Your power leh. Thank you very much. 不对哦，为什么 gradient 是 6 over 5? Cookie. See here. 5y equals to x plus 6. Divide by 5. Y equals to 1 over 5x plus 6 over 5. 6 over 5 是那个 y-intercept, 不是 gradient 所以是 1 over 5 Cookie 你不要放 capital letter 等下我的 moderator very sensitive 等下你不小心被 block 我不知道Okay. So now, see, important now, whenever they say parallel to the line, first thing is find out what is the gradient of the line. And gradient of the line is made by doing y the subject. Oh, sorry. Don't worry, just now the Mandarin is not talking about math. I just trying to say that try not to use capital letter. Try not to use capital letter because my moderator sometimes see capital letter, they thought that you are rude and then they will just block you. Yeah, okay? Okay, so the first thing is you need to find the gradient. So the gradient is 1/5. So now I know this line, tangent at P, the gradient is 1 over 5. So you put in the story. Okay, water spy, no problem. Okay, you put in the information. Next. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, I want to make the y the subject. Why? Because I need to find dy dx equals to 1/5. Remember, dy dx is gradient of tangent. Okay, dy dx is gradient of tangent. And how do I do dy dx? I need to differentiate y with respect to x. But the bad news is, why p minus 1 over 5? Where got p minus 1 over 5? No, I'm talking about this point P. This is the tangent at point P. And this line, the gradient is 1/5. Okay? So now I want to find dy dx. But the bad news is I only have x in terms of y. So I need to make y the subject. Understand? I teach both AMath and AMath secondary school. Set 1 to set 5. So now what we need to do is x equals to ey plus 8 over 3. I need to make y the subject. Cross multiply, I have 3x equals to ey plus 8. So, Cookie, see here, you see this? Plus 8, right? So, a lot of students learn straight away because they say it's e, but I cannot learn this with a plus here. So, I want to bring this plus 8 over first. So, I put 3x minus 8 is equals to e to the power of y. Then now I can learn this. Why? Because I want to make y subject. So now when I learn both sides, please help me to block those irrelevant message, Ken. They are flooding the chat. I cannot see the message. Moderator? Okay, learn both sides. So I will have ln 3x minus 8 is equals to ln ey. This one can bring down, so it become y is equals to ln 3x minus 8. So now you see, I have my y in terms of x. Now I can do my dy dx. Okay, so now let's do this. So we're going to do dy dx. When you differentiate ln, is 1 over this so-called the inside. So it's 1 over 3x minus 8 multiplied by differentiate the inside, which is 3. So times 3. So in the end, I get 3 over 3x minus 8. So you see, this is dy dx function, 3 over 3x minus 8. Why do I need to do this? Because I want to find out what is my coordinate p. Because they want to find x coordinate of p. And the only information I have is, oh, I know the gradient of the tangent is 1/5. And therefore, now I can let this equals to 1/5 and find the corresponding x. Okay, so I will do 3 over 3x minus 8 is equals to 1/5. Okay, because I just now already found out gradient of the tangent is 1/5. No need to do simultaneous, solve x only. So cross multiply, you have 3x minus 8 is equals to 15. So 3x equals to 23. So my x is equals to 23 over 3. So this is the answer for x coordinate of p. Okay. Okay, let's continue. Now the thing is, find the area of the shaded region. Let me see. Okay, because can I integrate? Okay. See this? So some students say, okay I can integrate this straight from 10 to this number only, right? Right? But again, this curve, if you put y the subject, you see what is it? Y ln, right? Is there any way you can integrate ln? No way. So it means that how to find the shaded area? That means I need to integrate the curve with respect to the y-axis. So I need to sweep from this to here, correct? I need to sweep from here to here. I know that this one is sweep to 0, but I need to find this y coordinate, agree? So I need to find this y coordinate. So how do we find this y coordinate? I know that x is 10 here, see 10, this point, right? So I need to sub x equals to 10 into my y in order to find my this value over here. So let's do it. So I'm going to sub x equals to 10 into my y. So y is equals to ln 3, 10 minus 8. So I get y is equals to ln 22. So now I know this value, this point here, this one is ln 22. And how do I find area under the shaded area? I simply take area of the rectangle minus the, okay, I use another color. Okay, when I'm going to integrate under the curve with respect to the y-axis, it will be this green color here, right? So to find the shaded, I simply take the rectangle minus the green color, and that will give us a shaded. Why didn't you just integrate ln? Come, you tell me how to integrate ln 3x minus 8. Good question. That's a good question, But I just now did answer the question. Why is it that we did not integrate ln 3x minus 8? Come, let's help the student. Why is it that we cannot integrate ln 3x minus 8? Which is actually pretty straightforward, because you see, I want to integrate. I just integrate ln 3x minus 8 and switch from 10 to this value. The most is I find this value. But why is it that we cannot integrate that way? Yes, you cannot integrate ln. Okay? So, take note, when you cannot integrate ln, so don't panic, right? So, that's why we have to make x a subject. In fact, this one is already x a subject. So, what I'm going to do is, I will put here area of the shaded. It will be using the rectangle minus integrate the, this one, I want to integrate this. I'm going to split this. I will put it as 1/3 EY plus 8 over 3. Because this form easier to integrate. What I did was, I just split it. Split it. I only split it. Okay, let's move on. 1/3 EY plus 8 over 3. So we're going to integrate straight from ln 22 to 0. Sorry, I forget with respect to y. Julian.com.sg, maybe in higher level you know how to integrate ln, but in our O-level syllabus we don't integrate ln. Okay. Or in O-level syllabus, we don't put absolute. Okay, we just put ln 3x minus 8. Okay, then we always check that, oh, we know that our 3x minus 8 cannot be negative, our 3x minus 8 cannot be 0, that's all. Okay. Hey, Cookie, just now already say, why cannot find area from x-axis? How do you find from x-axis? How do you integrate ln? You tell me. Okay, never mind. Okay, let's proceed. So now, area of the rectangle, this is the length 10, and the breadth is the ln 22. So this will be 10 times ln 22 minus. So let's integrate this one. Let's integrate this one. Okay, we will have. So integrate exponential is just the 1/3, just keep it there. So it's this. And this one just add a y. So it's plus 8 over 3y. And we're going to sub in ln 22 and 0. Okay, so now over here, this one press calculator, we will get 30.9104. This one after I sub in, when I sub in ln 22, I get 15.5761. Okay, then when I sub in 0, take note now, when you sub in 0 doesn't mean that it's definitely 0. See here, 1/3 e to the power of 0 is 1, so it's 1/3 times 1. This behind is 0, yes. So actually this one is I still have to put minus 1/3. So this is a common mistake that students make. Oh, sub 0, Oh, sub 0 sure will get 0. Not necessary. So you have to be very, very careful whether sub 0 really give you 0 or not. Understand? Okay. Then just press the calculator. You get 15.667. Round off to 3SF. 15.7 units square. And we're done. Okay, so this question is tough. Why? Because it used the concept of the equation of normal and tangent. That means you need to know the differentiation of dy dx is gradient of tangent. Yes. When it is with the y-axis, it is integrate with respect to y. When it is with respect to the x-axis, is with respect to dx. It's like you have to say that you integrate x or integrate y. Your expression is in terms of y, of course you integrate with respect to y. If your expression is in terms of x, of course you integrate with respect to x, correct? So now I'm going to repeat the main concept of this question. Okay, so the main concept of this question is there is the unknown p there, which in this case actually we never really use the p. We did not actually use the p. Yes, we did not actually use the p. It's just like an additional question they want you to use the p. They want you to find the x coordinate of the p. So to find the x coordinate of the p, you will have to use dy dx. Why? Because they tell us that this line here, it is parallel to this line. And from here, I need to find out what's the gradient, which we found out that the gradient is 1/5. And you need to know that gradient of tangent is dy dx. And the bad news is this question did not give you y in terms of x. This question gives you x in terms of y. And so I have to make the extra step to make y the subject and differentiate y with respect to x. And dy dx is my gradient of the tangent. So I let it equals to 1/5. Well, it equals to 1/5 because my gradient of this line is 1/5. And therefore, I can find the corresponding x, which is the x coordinate of my P. Okay? And then after that, in this question, it looks easy to integrate just with respect to the x-axis. But again, because this curve here, okay, if I use x subject, it will be this, which is the given. If I use the y, which is the y in terms of x, which is ln, I cannot integrate ln. Okay, some students say that I can integrate ln, but Teacher Kangie also don't know how to integrate ln. Okay, O level don't learn integrate ln. So we will do it with respect to the y-axis. And that is why we need to use this one. And therefore, to find the shaded, I need to take the rectangle minus the green color one. And to find the green color, I need to have two limits to sub in, right? I know the lower limit is 0 here. But my upper limit, I do not have the value until I need to find out. So how do I find out? It's because it is this coordinate. And this coordinate over here, this is 10. But we don't know what is the y. And that is why I do one additional step to sub x equals to 10 into my y to find out what is the coordinate. So now I know that this coordinate q here is 10 ln 22. And this one is a horizontal line, and that's why we know the upper limit is ln 22. Okay, so with that, to find the green color, I just need to integrate this with respect to y, sweep from ln 22 to 0, and then after minus from the rectangle, and that's how we get this answer. Yes, correct. Siam Bob is correct. If you integrate along the x-axis, then you integrate with respect to no. If you integrate along x-axis, it should be with respect to x. If you integrate with respect to the y-axis, then it is dy. Okay? Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. I hope you already understand what I mean by this question. Okay, so this is a typical question again. Same thing. Yeah, it's opposite. Okay, Okay, now let's move on to question number 5. Okay, we still have 2 more questions to go. Okay, let's continue. So the diagram below now is, just now we did x-axis, we did y-axis, now is line and curve. Okay. So the diagram shows a curve, x equals to ky minus y squared. And again, you see things like x in terms of y, you will know that we are talking about with respect to the y-axis. It is given that the A bounded by the y-axis and the curve is tan 2/3. So you need to know what they mean by this. Area bounded by the y-axis and the curve, it is A plus B. It is A plus B. So then next is they ask you to find the value of our k. So this means that I'm going to integrate ky minus y squared with respect to y straight from k to 0. Right? This is to find the area of the A and B, which is the one that they tell us. The area bounded by the y-axis and the curve is tan 2/3. It's only the part C that is horrible, terrible, tough. Okay, but the part A and part B still can. Okay, so just listen in, please. A plus B means this one, this, and this. The region A and region B. You want to skip this question and then after that, touch wood, if it came out for prelim or O-level, then you got a scare out of your life. Or you want me to go through now, you learn it, and then after that, if O-level really come out this question, you don't cry. Which one you prefer? Huh? No, I'm not going to skip. I'm not going to skip. Don't put cap. Later my moderator block you. Be careful. Okay, come. So now, this time I'm going to form the equation. So this one is equals to 10 2/3. So we will integrate this as per normal. There's a lot of k, doesn't matter. Okay, don't worry. So k is just a constant, so we keep the k first. So we want to integrate the y. So it's actually y2 over 2. Okay, integrate the y square. It is y2 plus 1. So it's 3 over the new power. And we are supposed to sub in k to 0. Equals to 10 2/3. Okay, you need to know that k is just a number. Okay, k is just a number. So when we have constant, we just put one side. Like you see, I put the k, just put one side. Correct now? Then we just integrate the y as per normal. Okay. Cookie, I'm not going to answer your question because it's not related to the question. Okay, so see here. So over here, now I'm going to sub in the value. So take note that when you sub in, you are subbing it to the y. So this is k square. Okay, and my square should be outside the bracket. So it will be this over 2 minus k cubed over 3. Now we're going to sub in 0. Be careful because there is k and y. You are only subbing to y, not k. So you got to be very careful. So it is k. Okay, I'm going to put the k to the top. K 0 square over 2 minus 0 cube over 3. And this is still equals to 10 2 over 3. It is still an equation. This is still a linear equation. I need to solve k. It's just that now currently it is very complex. So you just need to be very careful on subbing in. Okay? So, then after that over here, what we're going to do is, you can see that this is k cubed over 2 minus k cubed over 3. This one is 0, so I only left, this one is also 0. This whole thing is 0, so I don't need already. So that means it's equals to 10 2/3. Now the question is, how are you going to solve this one? Got to change them to the same denominator. Okay, thanks May. Okay, so I need to combine this into a single fraction. So it's times 3 times 2. So it will be 3k cubed minus 2k cubed over 6 equals to 10 2 over 3. 3 minus 2, so it's k cubed over 6 is equals to 10 2 over 3. Times 6, so you will have k cubed equals to 64, and that's how you get k is equals to 4. That's the value of k. Done. So actually all we did was just integrate with respect to y, sweep from, in this case, k to 0. The concept is just like integrating with respect to the y-axis and sub in the limits. The only tough part here is you are subbing in k, and then the worst thing is your equation of the curve got k also. So you need to be very, very alert that k is a number. What do you multiply times 6? This one, because here is divide by 6. So 10 2/3 times 6 will give me 64. So in this question, you need to be careful when you sub in the values, the limits, you are subbing to the y. The k is constant, you cannot sub in. Okay, so all this, when you are like careful on these few parts, then everything is actually just a linear equation. Okay, thanks for the rows. Okay, so it's k equals to 4. Okay, let's move on. Now they ask you to find the equation of L. So since I already know my k is 4, so I'm going to just put here 4. So now they're asking you to find the equation of this line. So equation of the line, how do you do? Equation of line, you always need to find the gradient and then see one point on the curve, right? Or one point on the line. So now let's take a look at this line. What coordinate do you have? Okay, what coordinate do you have? Over here, this point here, I know that it is 0, 4. Okay, this graph not very clear. This 4 here is actually this point. So here, I will know that this is 4, 0. So look at this line. You have two coordinates. One is the 0, 4. Another one is the 4, 0. Yes. Correct. Cookies correct. Yes, the 2 points. So now with these 2 points, I can find my equation of the line. So for me, I always make it a habit to write out the 2 points. So I write 0, 4 and 4, 0. So we will find our gradient. So gradient is y1 minus y2. So 4 minus 0 over 0 minus 4. So we get 4 divided by negative 4. So we get negative 1. So equation of the line will be y equals to minus x plus c. And actually this one no need to sub a point because what is c? C is the... yeah, the last part 7 marks. That's why I say the last part scary. Okay? But I can say the last part is not tough, you know. It's just that it's tedious. And actually they want to test whether you really know what region you're looking at or not. So actually I don't have to sub a point. Yes, C is 4. Well done. Because C is the y-intercept. And if you recall, this line cuts the y-axis at 4. So I don't even need to sub in the point already. So my C is equals to 4. So therefore, equation of the line is just y equals to minus x plus 4. And you're done. 2 marks. Not many steps. That's why it's only 2 marks. Okay, the last part. The ratio of the area A is to B is to C. Okay, so now let's analyze the shape again. Okay, now let's go back here. Can give me a moment, drink water first. Wow, I go under 25.7k already. You are very power. I can give you a mission impossible. See whether we can hit 50k today or not. Hello teacher, where can I find this practice question? These questions are our own. We buy the paper, we buy the past year paper, okay? So I got students who come and ask, hey, can give me past year paper or not? Not really lah, I do a lot of questions by doing my TikTok live. If you want to do more practice question, go and see what I have already shown on my TikTok, on my YouTube channel, Please don't come and text me, can send me past year paper, can send me question, Okay? Be contented. Okay? Okay, come. What did I say just now? See lah, I forget what I want to say. Okay, so now let's take a look. Okay, I forgot what I want to say already. Let me just look at the diagram. So your task is to find the ratio of A is to B is to C. Okay, so this A, the bad news is, okay, now I'm going to turn the paper. So I'm going to draw some critical lines so that we can visualize. So first, I need this point, and I'm going to draw a dotted line down. Okay? Turn. This point, I also need this point here. Okay, so therefore, what is important? I need to find this coordinate. Very important coordinate. So how am I going to find this coordinate? This coordinate is the intersection point between the line and the curve. Agree? So we need to find coordinate C. So that is why they asked me to do the equation of the line. So now we have to do the simultaneous. Now before we talk about the area, let me find the coordinate C. Why need to go find that point? You need that point because firstly, later when I want to find my... Okay, let me explain first. When I want to find the region A, okay, let me see how many color. Wait, I don't know whether I got so many color. Okay, I find 3 color. Okay, so now let's take a look. Okay, I'm going to shade the A as orange color. Okay, I'm going to shade the B green color. Okay, then next one is what? Yellow. Yes, 7 marks. Power, right? So now let's analyze the green color, the 3 region. Okay, do you agree that my A is I have to take integration under the curve, sweep from K to this value here. Correct now? Under the curve, sweep from K, which is 4 to this value, it will be under the curve, and then, so I have to do integration of this K, which I already know is 4y. So it's 4y minus y squared with respect to y. Sweep from 4 to this don't know what number, question mark. And then after that, minus the triangle. See that or not? See here. When I integrate 4 to here, it is this one, the orange color and a triangle. So if I want to find A, I integrate already, I must minus the triangle. Can see or not? Why cannot find AB, then minus B to find A? How do you find B? There's no way you can find B directly as well. Because B is a 2 region. You see, your B is a area under the line plus area under the curve. So actually there's 2 region. So no point for you to find the B for now lah. So for my A, I will take this part. Understand? I will take this. So I integrate this, sweep from the 4 to the question mark, and then minus the triangle. That will give me my A. Okay? That will be my first objective to find A. Can? Okay, now let's talk about B. Let's talk about B. Now, my B now is the green color one. So the green color one, how do you find? I already just now have the triangle, so I will need to use it. So this funny shape is under the curve. So this time round, I will have to integrate this with respect to y, sweep from the question mark to 0, agree or not? And then plus the triangle, that will give me my B. Right? But in order to do that, do I need this coordinate? I need this because I need to know what is this question mark. Yes, what is the question mark value? That's what I need to find. And that question mark value is the coordinate C. And this question mark is related to this point, which is the intersection point between the curve and the line. B is the area under the curve minus the A. Also can. Sometimes there's few ways of doing it, as long as you minus correctly the area. So someone said the B can take the area under the whole curve minus away the A. Can be done also, no problem. Okay? Okay, so now later we find the question mark. Okay, let me talk about the A, B, C first. So now all agree with my A and B already. And then after that, now let's take a look at the yellow color one, which is the region C. So how do you find the region C? Okay, see, that's why I need to draw this vertical line down. And when I draw this vertical line down, I need my X, right? So again, I have another question mark that I need to find. And do you agree that this, okay, so you see, I need this portion. How do I find this portion? That is the reason why just now someone suggests that to find B, I take the whole thing minus the A, right? I get my B, which is not wrong. But it is also very critical for me to know what is this value here, this region. I need to know what is this region. Why? Because in order to find this yellow color one over here, I need to take rectangle minus this. Do you see that? I need to take rectangle minus the green color, then I can get the first yellow. You understand? Because I have X in terms of Y. Unless you want to make a Y subject. But again, bad news is this curve, equation of curve, there's no way you can make Y the subject. And therefore, you are not able to find area under the curve with respect to the X-axis. You cannot do that because you don't have Y subject. Understand? No, cannot, because we have, you see, 4y minus y squared. How do you make Y the subject? Cannot. Unless you can make Y the subject, yes, I can integrate the Y with respect to X, and then after that, I switch from here to here. But this one cannot. So I have to make use of this green color one minus from the rectangle to find this part. Okay, then after that, this part easy because this part here is actually a triangle. So to find the yellow color, I find the first yellow plus a triangle, and that will be my full C. Got it? So I need to find my A, B, C in this way. So I already tell you what is my plan. So before I can do whatever work I can do, I need to find my coordinate, this coordinate here. So to find the coordinate, I need to do simultaneous between the line and the curve. So let's move on. Cher only can find area if it's bounded by the curve, not line. Yes, can. But to me, I feel that you find integration under the line with it's like integration is more complex than just finding area of triangle, area of rectangle, or area of trapezium. You understand? Can. It can be bounded by line, can. So but I have to integrate the line, and then after that I got to sweep again, sub in. Troublesome, so might as well just use like area of triangle, area of rectangle, area of trapezium. You understand? Okay, so now let's move on. So I'm going to do the simultaneous over here. Okay, I'm going to do it here because I want to find the question mark. Remember the coordinate, Yes, correct. So when I have triangle or trapezium or what, I just use those easier. Comparing to finding integration and then under the line, Okay, so now let's do the simultaneous. So I have the line which is y equals to minus x plus 4. That's my equation 1. And then my curve is x is equals to 4y minus y squared. So that's my equation 2. So I need to do simultaneous to find out the coordinate point that I want. So this one easy. Why? Because it was already x subject. I simply need to sub 2 into equation 1. So let's sub 2 into equation 1. So where we will have y equals to minus x plus 4. Okay, rainbow. So we have y is equals to minus 4y plus y squared plus 4. I end up having, I have y squared minus 5y plus 4 equals to 0. Y minus 4, y minus 1 equals to 0. So y equals to 4 or y equals to 1. And I need to find the corresponding x. So just sub it into here. So my x is equals to 4, 1 minus 1 squared. I get 3. So some students ask me, why this one you never find? I don't need this. You know why? Because you see, why is it that I got 2 points? Let's look back into the diagram. The line and the curve actually cut at 2 points, correct or not? This is one of the point and this is one of the point. Just now we already have the one. This point is y equals to 4. So I'm not interested, because my interest of point is this one. No, now x cannot be negative. It is because this point I don't need, because now I'm trying to find this particular point. And this particular point, my y is below the 4. So I need this point, So therefore, I know that the point that we want is 3, 1. See, 3, 1. So I go back to my diagram. This is actually 3, 1. So after finding this point, now I know that this question mark over here is no longer question mark because I know that this is 3 already. And this one no longer question mark, and this is the 1 already. Agree? So now I have all the necessary points that I want. Okay? So now is I need to do my integration. Okay? Now let's do it. So just now I mentioned my A, my region A. Wait, the paper. Sure, if in exam we write equation 2 wrongly and then use in part C, will get easier. To be honest, if you write wrongly and then you get the wrong answer, what's the chance that the teacher will be so hardworking to go and find out all your steps and concepts are correct and then after give you the working mark? They have so many papers to mark, you know. They will see, oh, answer wrong, cha. Oh, answer wrong, cha. Then they will go to the next question. So to avoid such thing to happen, not say no mercy, you must understand that so many students, imagine, especially if you're untidy with your work, okay? If you're this one, you start wrong, then they see, wow, your point wrong, wrong lor. Then they will just mark wrong already, Not say no mercy it's just that. So how to avoid that? Before you start doing the simultaneous, make sure you copy the question correctly first before you start You only need split few seconds to check whether you got copy correctly or not before you start to do the work. Understand? Yeah, so AMath is a lot of risk. I also agree, but cannot This one is for me, because solving quadratic, shifting left, right, so easy, right? I want to save the time Solving quadratic equation also easy, right? That's not my main objective to cover in this topic. Okay, I still have a last question to do, you know not? Okay, so now let's proceed. So now to find my A, just now we agree that I want to integrate 4y minus y squared with respect to y, sweep from 4 to 1, and then minus the triangle. So that was what we agree, Sweep from 4 to 1 minus the triangle. So now, let's integrate. So integrate this one. Again, the 4 constant don't need the border. So this is y2 over 2 minus y cubed over 3. We're going to sub in 4 and 1. And the triangle. Let's take a look at the triangle. See, 4 and 1. So do you agree this is just 3 units? Right? What about the height? The height is this one, which is 3. So this is also 3 units. So the triangle is just half times 3 times 3. Do you see that? Cookie, do you see that? To find the triangle, I take half times 3 times 3 only. But if you want to find the triangle, you go and integrate the line, and then after that, you go and sweep from 4 to 1. 是不是很长的 step? Is it very long steps? So that's why half times 3 times 3 faster. So after that, this one I will just put half times 3 times 3. So sub in, okay, I will get 2. Okay, I chop. This one is subbing 4. Then after that, minus 2 minus 1/3. This one is sub in 1, I get this. And then this one is 4.5. So I minus 4.5. So all in all, I will get 9 over 2. So my area A is 9 over 2. Okay, so now let's move on to area B. So my area B, I know that I will use the same triangle and then I plus the integrate from 1 to 0, 4y minus y squared with respect to y. My triangle, I already have it, which is 4.5. This one, we will do sub 1. So I don't have to repeat this one again because I already know it's this value. So it's just sub 2, 1 square minus 1 cube over 3. Minus sub 0. For this case, you see our sub 0 is confirmed 0. So we just put that. And eventually, my B will be 37 over 6. Okay, why is it that I keep it in improper fraction? It's because I want to get ratio. They're not asking you to find the respective A, B, C. They want to find the ratio. So I put it in improper fraction. So later, it's easier for us to change to the ratio. Now, we left with the C. Okay, I'm going to find the C here. No space, no space. Okay, I'm going to put. Okay, now let's go back again. Remember just now I said the C. See, that will be my objective. To find the C, I need to take the rectangle minus the second part of the green color. Then after that, I need to plus the triangle. So I will write it as, I have to take my rectangle minus integrate the 1 to 0, 4y minus y squared dy. Then after that, plus the triangle. So now let's analyze what is the rectangle, okay? Can take big triangle minus b. Big triangle minus b. Hey, good idea, huh? Wait, big triangle minus b. Oh yeah, can. Yes, Zetang, good. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yes, I agree with him that what he suggests is to find the C, take the big triangle, see take the big triangle minus the B and you get the C as well. Yes, that's a good one. Okay, so over here, this is one way. Okay, another way is the one that I said. So let me complete this way, then I write the alternative below. So over here, the rectangle, let's take a look here. So the rectangle is actually this part here. So from here to here, this is 1 unit and the length is 3 units. So it's half times 3 times 1. 3 times 1. So this is 3 times 1 minus, and this portion actually just now we already have it, which is here. Okay, which is here. So I'm going to just put here 2, 1 square minus 1 cube over 3 plus the triangle. And we come back to here, my triangle from here to here, this is 1 unit because 4 minus 3. And because this y coordinate is 1, so here is 1 unit. So it's half times 1 times 1. So I plus the half times 1 times 1. And in the end, in total, I get 11 over 6. Okay, so now, just now Cookie suggests another method to find this C. So alternative to find C. So he suggests to use the big triangle minus the B, which is not wrong. So now let's go and look at the big triangle. So big triangle is referring to this whole thing, this big triangle over here. You all can still hear me? My browser suddenly disappeared. Okay, so the big triangle is this one. So big triangle over here, the base is 4. And because this one also 4, so it's 4 also. So we can also do half times 4 times 4 minus the B, which is the 37 over 6. Okay, so that means is what? 8 minus 37 over 6. So 8 minus 37 over 6, it gives me 11 over 6. Okay, so we find our ABC. So now we want to find the ratio. Yes, cookie method is safer. Okay, he is right. I didn't spot that also. So you see, there's few ways of doing it. Okay, I didn't spot that also. Okay, so now I want to find A is to B is to C. Okay, A is to B is to C. So my A is 9 over 2. My B is 37 over 6. And my C is 11 over 6. To 1, your ratio cannot put in fraction, huh? Yes, I learn new things also. Yes, we will always learn new things every day, huh? Sometimes during exam, you cannot see this way, but this also tells you that sometimes few ways of going to our destination. Okay, but of course now, like for example, now I learned that got this method, got this shape, I can do it, then it's also faster, then I also can save few seconds next time. So take note, when they ask for ratio, you cannot put your answer in fraction. So I have to remove the denominator, but I cannot remove now because the denominator is 266. I can only remove until I make them to the same denominator. So I'm going to do times 3 times 3. So it becomes 27 over 6 is to 37 over 6 is to 11 over 6. Once I make them to the same denominator, I can therefore say that it is 27 is to 37 is to 11. Done. Yes, make denominator the same. Times 6 also can. Okay, times 6 also can. Yes, so this is how you do this question. The first A and B is actually not that tough. The part C is the one that is confusing. We are not done yet. We still got one question 6. Oh my god. Next time I must change my life to 2 hours. I think maybe subsequent September and October, I think my life have to be 2 hours already. Because doing O-level revision, too many questions already. I cannot use 1 hour. Okay, so now let's move to the last question. Yes, we will make it 2 hours from September onwards lah. Only when we are doing revision for O-level, then we do 2 hours. Other than that, we will just stick to 1 hour. Cookie, make sure you attend all the O-level revision one. Every time you must mark. When my live, you must come in and mark attendance. Did we hit our 50k? No, let's say at 39k. Okay. This is O-level. Okay, now let's start. Let's do the last question before I can go mum. My life is fixed what? Every Wednesday 8 to 9 and every Sunday 5 to 6. I only have these two, it will be extended to 2 hours, so it will be 8 to 10 and 5 to 7. No? On every Wednesday and Sunday only. Okay? Okay, now let's do this question. Okay, so this question, there is a missing part. So take note. Where's my red pen? Okay. Now this one is part A, part B. There's actually one part before the part A. Thanks for the rows. Okay, there is a missing part whereby they say you are given pen no ink. Most likely is Wednesday AMath, Sunday AMath. Most likely. Reach 40k already. Our target 50k ma. Okay, so there is a part whereby they miss it. Differentiate x square root 4x plus 1 is equals to 6x plus 1 over square root 4x plus 1. Okay, the actual question for this, there is a front part whereby they ask you to differentiate this. And when you differentiate this, you get this. Okay, we need to use this in order to do the last part later. My screen like 很小这样Okay. Okay, now let's read the question. They say the diagram above shows part of the curve. Okay, so this is the curve. The curve cuts the x-axis at point A and the y-axis at point B, okay? The line x equals to 2 intersect the curve at D, okay? The line AB produce, when they say the line AB produce means the AB, the line joining the line A and B and extend. Okay, intersect the horizontal line D at point C. Okay. Now, your task is to prove that the x-coordinate of the C is 5/9. 5 marks. So now you need to find out what is this point. You need to show that the x-coordinate here is 5/9. Cannot do differentiation, go to my TikTok live, go and find the 5 rules differentiation. No excuse. Okay? Okay, so now, how am I going to do this? First, let's find out what is this line first. I definitely need this line. Okay? Then after that, okay, let me tell you what's the objective. Because point C is an intersection point, is a point that is this horizontal line and this line. Agree? So this horizontal line is easy to find because I can simply just sub x equals to 2 and find this coordinate D. Okay, so maybe at this side here, I'm going to just show you that I'm going to sub x equals to 2 into my y, which is here. So I will have y is equals to 6, 2 plus 1 over square root 4, 2 plus 1. So we will have 13/3. So in this point, my point D, I know that it is 2, 13/3. And because this is a horizontal line, so I already know that this point here is 13/3. The only missing is the x-coordinate. The only missing is the x-coordinate. Okay, for those who haven't followed me, please remember to follow me. Join my Telegram channel, go to my bio, click on my link, click on my last button, go to my Telegram channel. Second button, go to my YouTube channel. Okay? Yeah, I have to repeat this few times. Okay, so now, let's find out what is my A and B. So this is how you're going to do it. See here, this point B is on the curve, agree? And this point B, you know that the x is 0. The only thing you don't know is the y. This point A, you know that the x-coordinate is unknown, but you know that the y-coordinate is 0. So, we need to sub x equals to 0 into my y to find this point. I need to sub y equals to 0 and find the A. So, let's do it. So, I'm going to sub x equals to 0. Okay, my y will be equals to 6, 0 plus 1 over square root 4 times 0 plus 1. So, my y is equals to 1 over 1. So, my y equals to 1. So, this one is 1. This one is 1. So, that means this is known. 0, 1. Next, I need to sub y equals to 0. So, let's sub y equals to 0. So, we have 0 over 1 equals to 6x plus 1 over square root 4x plus 1. Okay, cross multiply. 0 times anything is 0. So, I don't have to worry about, I got square root, how to do. So, I ended up having 6x plus 1 equals to 0. X equals to negative 1 over 6. So, now I know this is negative 1 over 6. So now I have settled my point A and point B. So what is the point for me to find these 2 points? Because I need this line, right? I need the equation of this line in order to simultaneous with this line to find the C. So in order to find equation of this line, I need to find a gradient. And the only way out is I have to find 2 points to find the gradient. And that's why I find my A and B. So now I can find equation of AB. Okay. Equation of the line is y equals to mx plus c. Find the gradient of AB. So, gradient of AB will be equals to 1 minus 0 over 0 minus 1 over 6. 0 minus negative 1 over 6. And that is how you get 6. The 1 shouldn't be on the top, What I mean? Oh no, here. You know why? This is curve. The curve, this one is this one. Nothing to do with here. Is this one. So when we sub x equals to 0, we are talking about the point B. So now my gradient is 6. So I know my equation of the line will be, again, my y-intercept is 1, right? So therefore, it will be y is equals to 6x plus 1. So this line, equation y equals to 6x plus 1 is this line here. And we already know equation of this line is a horizontal line. So this line is y equals to 13 over 6, 13 over 3. So I just need to sub y equals to 13 over 3. So 6x plus 1 equals to 13 over 3. 6x equals to 10 over 3. My x is equals to 5 over 9. Okay lah, I don't shortcut lah. I show you. So I take 10 over 3 divided by 6. I get 10 over 18. Reduce to the lowest term, I get 5 over 9. Shown. Done. Got it? So what I did was I already 5 marks. I already showed that the x coordinate of C is 5 over 9. So fill in the blank. Cher, why you don't use the gradient formula to find the x coordinate for C? Gradient formula? Let me see. M1, M2, my gradient I 6 already. Then after that, I use B and C. Also can. I know what you mean. But because you see, if I'm going to use the gradient, I need to form equation whereby, let's say, this one, 13 over 3 minus 1 over 5 over 9 minus 0 equals to 6. And then after that, I have to solve the equation. Anyway, you already, like one step before you find the equation of the line, because you already find the gradient. So why don't I just y equals to 6x plus 1, and because I already know the y coordinate is 13 over 3, I just need to sub 13 over 3 for y and find the corresponding x. So actually both way also can. It's like on the spot when you're doing the exam, what you think of lah. You think of which method, then you use which one first. You understand? But both also can. So what this student is saying is, why don't use the gradient and form an equation? Can be done. Okay? So now, let's move on. Next is they asked to find the area of the shaded region, here, bounded by the curve and the line BC as well as the CD. This is actually pretty easy. Okay, again, whenever we find area, we always try to draw line. Okay, so this point C, I'm going to draw a vertical line down. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, my plan is this. Let me know if you see other shape. My plan is area of the shaded. I'm going to use the trapezium plus the rectangle minus integrate this part. This part. So I'm going to shape. Okay. So this is integrate the curve, which is this one. Integrate this one. So integrate 6x plus 1 over square root 4x plus 1 with respect to x. Sweep from here to here. This point is 2, so I sweep from 2 to 0. Agree? Then now the question is, integrate this one is what? Remember just now I say we need this part to do. When differentiate this, you get this. Means you integrate this, you get this. Understand? This is called the reverse. So I'm going to just write this one. Don't ask me how I integrate this one. Now you know why. So it means that now let's take a look at the trapezium. So this x coordinate is 5 over 9. So now let's take a look at this trapezium here. Trapezium. So I need the two sides. So this one is 1 and this one is 13 over 3. So my this trapezium, well, I feel that my paper like, okay, can see? Okay, so it will be half 1 plus 13 over 3, times the height, and the height is here, which is 5 over 9. So that is the area of this trapezium. Now the rectangle. So plus, the length here is 2 minus 5 over 9. So it's 2 minus 5 over 9 times the height, which in this case is 13 over 3. Right? 45k. Wow, not bad. I'm reaching 50k already. Power. Okay, then I'm going to minus. This one, integrate. This one is the, just now I tell you already, which is x. 4x plus 1. And I'm going to sub in 2 and 0. Sure, how you get the inverse for the equation? This is definitely not NA paper. This one is express paper. No, just now earlier, before I start the question, I already mentioned that there's a missing part in this question. Before this part A, there is another part. In front, the front part, they ask us to differentiate this. So when we differentiate this, we get this. This is a in front question. And when we did the first part, which is this, it means that integrate this, give us this. And that is why over here, this part here, we can integrate. Okay, without doing this part, there's no way we can integrate this. Understand? Okay, so now let's sub in the value. So this one, when I press the calculator, I get my 40 over 27. This one, when I press the calculator, I get 169 over 27. This one will be minus 2 square root 4, 2 plus 1, then minus 0. So everything press calculator, you get 1.7407. Round off to 3SF, 1.74 unit square. Done. 3SF. Right? So this is how you do this question. So this question is, in other words, your coordinate geometry must be very strong. Okay, you need to know your coordinate geometry. That's how we're going to sub in and find the coordinates, because we always need the x coordinate or the y coordinate in order to find the limits that we want to sub in. Okay, in this case we need to find our x coordinate of my C in order to do the trapezium. If without the C, x coordinate of the C, there's no way I can cut this into a trapezium, right? Integrate already, no need to plus C. No need, because you have limits. When you have limits, you don't have to put the plus C. Sure, how you get the x square root of the... Hey, Cookie, you never listen carefully, huh? Just now I already said, before the question, this question is not complete. There is a part in front whereby they ask us to differentiate these to get this. And therefore, the reverse means I integrate this, I get this.